Here we are for what I believe will be the last major part of the kitchen makeover, let's say. Today, as you can see, we are pretty much nearly there in terms of all the changes we've made. If you're new to the channel, then I will leave the previous videos linked somewhere on the screen or in the description, where we have transformed this room completely. We started off with a white country cream-esque style kitchen, and then I think around 2-3 years ago maybe, we painted it a really deep plum red shade, but we still had loads of cabinets that were really ugly, really hefty, and they sort of just took up a lot of light, and they were all on this wall here. We then have recently taken them all down. We've popped up tiling, added a brass rail, popped on some wall lights, and that is basically where we are right now. So as you can tell, today's video is basically going to be the new paint color and what we're doing to this room. The current color on the walls, the ceiling and the skirting are all the same shade that we have throughout the rest of the house, which is Off-White by Farrow & Ball. We've decided that in this room, it is a nice color, but can it be a bit more interesting? Possibly. So what we're going to do is, as you can see from the large paint swatches behind me, we're going to take it into a more sort of plastery, pinky, muted brown shade, and I think it's going to really warm this room up and make it just look a lot more sort of luxurious and like it's more thought out. This room is completely north facing, so it gets about, I don't know, maybe an hour or two of light, direct sunlight in the morning, and it just sort of streams in through the door, and that's pretty much the only direct sunlight it gets. So we don't want to take it too dark and we don't want to keep it too light, so we're trying to find the right balance between the two. I have selected a paint colour that I think will look really, really lovely in here that I will show you in a second. We did go through a few swatches. If I show it up on the wall, we went through a few paint and paper library swatches. I think my favourite one that was the closest to sort of like a natural plaster colour look in this room was Powder Ivy. We then tried Masquerade Mochi and Masquerade Light. What I would say with paint samples is you really do need to test them in the room. It's something I've learned throughout this whole renovation, and it may sound really silly, but a colour online or a colour in a lookbook or swatches on pieces of paper, 9 times out of 10 will look different to how they look in your room. So all of these pictures that I've seen on Pinterest, on websites, for these certain colours, paired with similar colours to our kitchen cabinetry, looks really, really lovely. But just in this room, they come either across to like cherry, to pink, I don't know. There's just, something's not right with the colours in this room because it has no direct sunlight. So the colour that I've chosen, I'm hoping is the best option for this room, but I'm sure you guys will let me know either way. But before we get started on the paint, I really want to quickly touch on these lights. I posted a video, I think it's a couple of weeks now, of the kitchen updates where we tiled the walls and we added these lights. I would say the most overwhelming comment that I got were these lights were too big, and especially the bottom parts of the light. I'm going to place a bet that you guys will all agree with the scale of the lights when it's painted. I think the reason they look so bulbous and big is because there's too many different colours going around, and I think it's catching your eye slightly. So I think hopefully my logic behind it and my thinking behind it is when everything's sort of colour drenched, because we are going to take the walls, ceiling and skirting in the same colour, I think you'll notice it less. And also remember, there's nothing on the walls at the moment. So our plan is to add in lots of decorative objects, lots of plates, pieces of art. So watch this space, but I understand why we think they're too big, but I don't think they will be. So yeah, have some faith. If I'm wrong, and we'll change them. But I really like them. I think they're really lovely, and they add a sort of grandeur to the room. So yeah, just wanted to touch on that because I know a lot of you had some very strong comments about them. Let's get on with painting. I've decided to go with Mochi or Mochi, I'm not sure how you pronounce it, by Little Greene. It's a really, really beautiful colour in this room. So I'm going to get to painting right now. Hopefully it's going to come across in the same way that it has done on the wall, but I think it's going to pair really well with the red. So yeah, I've got my fingers crossed. So without further ado, let's get started with prepping the room before we paint, which is my least favourite part. the newly renovated kitchen.
Yeah.
I think we both really like it. I'm going to give credit where credit's due. The pink was Chad's idea.
To be
Not
fair,
this colour pink.
Plaster was my idea.
Yeah.
I think you got your way as always in the end. I wanted like a natural plaster, just because I thought it looked quite chalky, quite natural. But Ash kind of made the point that while that does look nice, it suits like certain houses, like very sort of grand old houses.
Yeah.
And it would maybe be a bit much for a terraced house. So instead we looked at the colours deVOL use for their tiles, and they have a shade of pink, which we've basically gone for. So.
Yeah, this kitchen is very heavily inspired by a deVOL kitchen.
This is deVOL on a budget. It's quite frustrating though, because deVOL are great, and everyone knows. Everyone who knows kitchens knows that, but they're very expensive. It's the kind of thing you only pay for if it's a forever home, no question. Hence why we didn't do it. But annoyingly, had we known in the past, we easily could have found a really skilled joiner or carpenter who basically could have done a replica of a deVOL kitchen for a fraction of the cost.
If you don't know what we're talking about, by the way, obviously we went for a Ren kitchen, which means all of the cupboards and everything is not solid wood. They're not proper framed cabinets. They're just reconstituted fibres, basically.
They basically plug in and play, sort of. Look, there's nothing wrong with it. I think most people do get Ren and Howden kitchens and things because they're easy and affordable and other another points. But
there's just another level of quality with.
When we first bought this house, we didn't have the skills we have today, and we didn't have the taste. I would say.
No, I've always had taste. But what I'd say is we didn't have the foresight to know what we wanted. We were in a very rushed. We weren't rushed in the sense of we had to do it straight away, but we decided, mainly because of me, I didn't want to keep the old kitchen. I thought it was the most disgusting thing. We had to rip out the kitchen for a few reasons. The main reason was we had a massive mould issue, damp issue on this wall. We then had a cowboy builder plaster company who came in and sort of ruined the wall. So then we had to cover it up with the kitchen, and we also chose to pop this panelling up, hence why it's just a bit of a... This kitchen's a bit like layer upon layer of our mistakes, really, isn't it?
Yeah. What I would say is we've clawed it back to make something beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, this kitchen literally is viral online. There's videos that's now racked up like 20 million views. So we're not slating our kitchen at all.
We love our kitchen.
It's just it could have been the perfect kitchen had we known. And I think the other part was when we had the old apartment in London,
I don't think we've ever talked about that before.
No, but we had a beautiful apartment with panoramic views of the Shard in London, and we were there for 2...
You were there for 3 years and I was there for 2.
It's my bachelor pad before Ash.
I domesticated you, let me just say.
But I decided to give that up because the reality was, why would I pay for 2 properties, right? We have a house, why don't we just move in while it's being built? In hindsight, I regret that decision. Did we save money by doing it? Yes. But did it mean that we rushed things and we didn't have time to really be in the property long enough to think about what we wanted? Yeah. So I think that was the main, but all those things you mentioned are right, but the main issue was we just rushed to moving in and renovating when we should have really taken a step back and planned it better.
Yeah, because our house buying process was really quick, but we basically timed it so we had a month crossover. I think it was maybe 4 to 6 weeks. So our lease ended in, I think it was December the 20th or something, and we moved in, but the house exchanged a month before.
Yeah, we got the house in October and we moved in on the 20th. It was right next to Christmas.
In October.
Yeah, I was checking the other day.
That was not 4 weeks then.
No, we had a couple of months, but we had to get.
I always tell everyone it's a month.
No, we had a couple of months between moving in and getting the keys, and that's because we needed a bathroom.
Yeah, that's the other thing that's rushed.
And we needed a bedroom, so we basically in 2 months, basically all the things we did, we just rushed, and now we want to change it all. So here we are.
Yeah.
But
it's content for you guys and it's content for us. And can I just say, we always get questions saying obviously we're trying to buy the house in Italy, we're looking to move in the UK at some point to a bigger house in London, maybe in the countryside, I'm not too sure. But we always get asked, why do we spend all of our time and money and why do we put so much effort into changing things in our home? And I just think we're those sorts of people. I think you either are or you're not those sort of people. Some people spend loads of money on handbags, on designer clothes, going on holidays. We do that a little bit, but I'd say the main focus of where we spend most of our money is just on our home because we enjoy our home. We're home people.
Yeah, I'd say that, but also like everything we do in the home has a return.
Yeah.
So like almost everything we do in this house increases the value of the property. So it's not like we're just throwing money up the wall and changing things all the time. Okay, we do that with paint, but what is a pot of paint? £120? Like, it's not the end of the world, right? And the reality is your job requires, Ash's job requires him doing this to be keeping it fresh and interesting and always coming up with creative things. And if we're not changing some things in terms of furnitures and colours, you guys might get bored.
Or I get bored. We all get bored.
Yeah.
People need change to be interested and intrigued by things. Also, I just like changing things. The spare bedroom, guest bedroom.
Yeah, guest bedroom.
The lounge. Like, I would say to you guys, every single room in this house will probably at some point in the near future be changed. Apart from this is the 2025 iteration of Ash and Chad's kitchen.
I won't change the dining room and hallway colour. I like that. Those are the darker parts of the house, and we found a really nice sort of regal cream.
You can see the difference now. It's more, because this room is now quite warm toned, it does look rather green. It reads green in real life, but it is more country cream.
It's definitely a cream.
Yeah, it's a really lovely colour, but I do think I think the issue with the rest of the house, if we're going to talk about, I don't know why we've gone onto this tangent rant, but it's just not decorated, and I'll hold my hands up. I am probably, for someone who really loves interiors, I'm the worst person for it because I just don't buy anything.
Oh my god.
I shop and I know exactly what I want, but I never purchase it.
No.
I don't know what it is.
Although I've been on a shopping spree this week
You
because
have been,
I'm now decorating. I get none of the credit.
But pause, because
You all think it's Ash.
No, the reason Chad knows about these brands and these products is because I send them to him.
Yeah, so you source the brands, I source the goods, and it's false advertisement. But anyway, I've done a bit of a shopping spree this week, and I've got some nice things coming. So if you know a brand called Rowan in Wren, which is a really nice old English interiors company, all made in the UK, they do stunning armchairs and footstools. They're not cheap, admittedly, but we have their sage stripe footstool coming, which is going to look lovely in the lounge, so I've coughed up and bought that. But these are footstools you keep for life. Like, you will have them in every house. So are they an investment? Absolutely. Will you keep them forever, and are they kind of sturdy and good quality? Yes. The second thing is I've bought a gramophone.
Yeah, you've wanted one of those for a long time.
An old antique gramophone. If you don't know, that's the sort of musical machines that you have to sort of spin the handle to play the record, and they have the big gold horn. But anyway, I think one will look really nice next to the armchair in the lounge. It will just add a bit of a regal element to the room, a bit of class, something quite timeless. So that is coming. It's an old antique HMV one, so I'm excited, and that's going to go in the lounge. I've also ordered an antique sieve. We do not need any more copper or brass on the pole, but I've caved in and got another one, because at the minute we have like a modern silver sieve and I hate it. It doesn't go with anything else in the kitchen. So this one was from eBay.
I didn't know you bought that.
I did. And I also bought some brass, what do you call them? For the sides of skirting boards. You know where skirting boards meet at an edge in the corner? You can add these really nice brass detailed leaves, and it just means they won't be scuffed or kicked, but they just add a bit of like class to skirting boards.
Yeah.
And they come today. So not major things, but nice
little finishing touches.
And the lamp.
Oh yeah, Chad found the same lamps in our bedroom that were from Ochre. He found, I don't think it's original. I think someone's repainted it, but it's a really lovely.
So it's an original lamp, but they've hand painted it.
What's a Trefoil lamp? Or I can't remember what they're called. They're quite oriental in style, but we'll show you that when it comes. But yeah, Chad's been on a buying spree, so I need to now be on a buying spree myself because I feel like I'm a bit behind.
We need an armchair, so as much as we love our big red, if you've seen our lounge, you'll know we have a big red, ruby red armchair. But we decided we want something a little bit more bold, and also an armchair with sort of tassels on the bottom as well. We did a partnership with Sanderson and John Lewis not long ago, and they gave us some pretty out there furniture, and we sort of realised we're playing it a bit too safe. So
it's just a bit boring. I think patterns really bring a room to life, and I think everything in our house is quite flat. So I think we do need, and curtains as well. I've said for years we need curtains, but I just refuse to.
They're just so expensive.
I know. I just refuse to buy them. I'm not spending over £1,000 on one pair of curtains for each room.
Can we just talk about the price of things?
Yeah.
What's going on? are you making things of gold? Like, I'm going on to every website and I feel like they've just tripled their prices and you get this like, oh, inflation or whatever. But I feel like companies are now just taking the mick.
Yeah.
They know that everyone can just get away because there's a culture of everything's more expensive now. But like, get a grip.
It is, and I think maybe we come across as we like to spend quite a lot of money, but we actually don't.
We
We spend a lot of money on the things that we want to spend a lot of money on. So I think everyone could agree on here, if you're looking to buy furniture, you invest in your furniture.
Yeah.
So if you're buying a pricier piece of furniture, that's fine. But I'm quite stingy, and I think you're quite stingy.
I'm not stingy, you're stingy. I'm just good with money. Like, you will not pay for anything.
No. Actually, hold on. No, this is because we were going to get the wrong end of this. I pay for a lot of things. I forget to pay things. So when we go out for lunch, for example, have you seen those TikToks where it's like, how much is the bill?
Yeah.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
I just forget to transfer you, but I will transfer you after.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I'm going to bring up all my receipts now.
Um,
Why are you being so weird about that?
I'm trying to think of a funny comeback, but it's not coming.
It's because you don't, because you know it's not true.
Yeah.
But what was I going to say?
But anyway, we should probably get back to the kitchen. So once again, it's all finally come together. So I know a lot of you often ask where we get things. Truth be told, when it comes to the copper pots, pans, all the old boards, they're all antiques. Just go to antique markets. There's an abundance of these things. The wall tiles are from deVOL Kitchens. The brass pole that holds all the pots, that's also from deVOL Kitchens. You can buy these things separately, one-off, so you don't have to commit to a kitchen.
And they're quite affordable, like, let me just add.
Yeah.
So the pole was about £100.
About £150.
Yeah.
The tiles, very expensive. They work at about £30 a tile, but you can't find any like it. They are kind of one of a kind.
Mm.
The lights, which many of you have opinions as to whether they're too high, too low, too big. Okay, fine. They're from Soho Lighting, along with the switches and the sockets.
Yep.
Everything else is pretty much antique.
Yeah.
I mean, our floor, we get asked a lot about our parquet flooring, which is not engineered wood, it's real wood. And we got this from a company in Fulham called Broadleaf Timber. And it wasn't crazy expensive.
I think it was about £50 per square metre, maybe?
I think we got about 24 square metres, and I think it was about £2,500 for all of it,
Yeah.
which, you know, floor you don't change, right? This is a floor for life, so that was really well priced. Our back door, which a lot of people love, of course, Beechhall Joinery, along with our windows and every door in the house.
Yeah.
But I just noticed on YouTube a lot of people keep asking independently, where'd you get this, where'd you get that?
It's really hard to keep track and like tell everyone, because obviously I've answered the questions over and over again, but I don't want to keep mentioning it in every video. This is from here, this is from here. So if you guys want like a, I don't know, like a spreadsheet or something, I don't know what would be easier to...
Spreadsheet.
I'm not going to make a spreadsheet. ChatGPT for that.
Did you talk about the pole and the window?
Oh no, so I decided that on this window here... Oh, the doorbell. Give me a pause. Sorry, that's our lunch that we've just ordered. What was I going to say?
Window.
Oh, the window curtain. Yeah, I've decided this window I don't really love. We don't really do anything with it, and the way it's styled, it always just looks a bit cluttered. So I will show you probably like an overshot in a sec, but the window itself, it looks onto our neighbour's property. It's not the nicest view outside. It's not like you can see trees and greenery outside. So we've decided to add a cafe curtain across it. Fabric is yet to be decided. I think I'm just going to go pick one up from somewhere today, like a nice plain linen, sheer linen. Chad wants to get a picnic.
No, let's let the people decide.
Okay.
So Ash wants a solid colour linen. So
It's not that I want that, I just don't like your idea.
okay, so what I would like is, so we have a nice brass pole that will go along, and then there'll be
Like
ringlets on the top, and it will just sit like a nice cafe. It will only take up about half, maybe slightly less of the window. But if you know a company called Piglet & Co?
Piglet In Bed.
Piglet In Bed, which are my favourite and Ash's favourite bedding company.
Yeah.
Again, really expensive, disclaimer, but beautiful linen, stunning designs, just true craft. And all of our bedding is from there in the house. But they do a really nice picnic style.
It's called gingham.
It's called gingham, yeah, but it's more like a picnic blanket style, where it's little squares of different shades of pinks and white linen, and it just adds a little bit of fabric and shape to the room. And I feel like if we get something that doesn't have that, there's nothing in this room that has anything kind of funky to it or like shape to it. So if we just go for a solid colour, it'll look lovely, but it won't really capture the eye. Whereas I think a nice gingham picnic style design would be a little bit more interesting.
I don't disagree. I just think that if people didn't know we're gay already, then walking past our kitchen window would reveal it.
We're going to walk in our side alley.
A pink gingham. I like the idea, but I just think maybe I'm very peculiar with fabrics. That's why I don't buy them, because I'm very picky.
Yeah, fabrics are hard to get.
They are really hard, and they're also hard to source. I feel like a lot of fabric companies just have millions of options. You don't want to spend a million years like looking through books and books and books worth of fabrics. So yeah, that's yet to be decided, but I might just go and pick up something simple and quick to pop through my sewing machine just to make like a little drape.
Yeah. But I do think now that this side is really classy and really captures the eye, this side's lacking a bit, and I think that will really pick this side up and make both.
Yeah, and also just soften it a little bit and make it a bit more interesting.
Yeah.
So yeah, these are the kitchen updates. 2025 Ash and Chad kitchen iteration. Who knows what's going to happen next year? No plans to change it, but I think we've covered everything. There's nothing really.
Only thing I'd like to get rid of
the spotlights.
Spotlights.
Yeah.
Spotlights are terrible. Don't get them. They never look good. I know they're easy. They're terrible, and it'd be easy to take these out, just quickly fill over, and then put like a central light, and not a chandelier or anything. Don't worry.
Yeah.
But something a bit more interesting than spotlights. They're also far too bright. We never use them.
They're vile. Like I think everyone can agree on here. I think everyone would probably say the same thing. But the issue with this room that we can't have a central pendant light is because the ceilings are so low.
Yeah.
I don't know why they're so low. This must have been an extension onto the original building.
Because the rest of the house has very high ceilings.
Yeah, but this ceiling is dropped, and the same with the bathroom upstairs, because the bathroom is directly above this room. But yeah, just something to note if you're looking to renovate at the moment.
Well, the only thing I've noticed, we're yapping, but is we are going to be replacing the wall lights on this side. We've had them since day one. Where are they from?
They're from Jim Lawrence. I think they're called Club Wall Lights.
There's nothing wrong with them. They're just a little boring. They don't really stand out. I think at the same time we've got a brass vibe going on in this room with the taps, the wall lights, the railings. So I think it needs to be over there too. I would personally love to have a nice fabric shade on them. I'm a bit worried in the kitchen, smell and stains and things, but it would just add a little bit more texture. But again, if we are going for a gingham or you don't want too much.
I think a nice milk light could look nice, like a ceramic.
Yeah.
Who knows? Yet to be also antique. We could try and source some antique wall lights. I think that could look quite interesting.
Yeah, or candle holders, like antique candle.
We've tried that before. Can you remember the ones the lounge we used to have?
Yeah.
Scrooge. But yeah, I think we chatted for long enough now about the kitchen. I think if anyone else has any other questions, if we've missed anything, I'm not too sure.
We'll see it in the comments. We read them, so we'll address it.
Do you know what's hilarious? This couldn't have been timed better, but I've just received a parcel from Piglet In Bed. I've ordered some new fabric, and surprisingly, to appease Chad's gingham deficiency, I've ordered some gingham.
Yes.
Did you know what I've ordered?
Yeah, you showed
You
it
do.
to me.
Wait, let me just open.
We've only gone for their stripe today. They have a lot of stripe styles, and I wanted to go a bit bolder this time, so we've done that.
Yeah. So, do you want to introduce them?
Yeah, sure.
I'm not sure what
I don't know their names. No, I don't. This is Botanical Green and a gingham. So this is Botanical Green gingham. I don't know if it looks more brown or green there. One of them. But when I'm speaking of gingham in the window, it's sort of this style. So you get a little bit of a vibe for what I mean. Not this colour.
The same similar pink to what we like, a dusky pink.
Yeah, like a white and a pink would be the two colour schemes. Whereas this is a white and a green, more of an off-white. But yeah. So this will be the duvet cover.
I've chosen duvet colour and 2 pillowcases.
And then this would be the bed sheet to accompany it. So a bit of mix and match.
It's like a navy stripe. I'll make it with you guys in a second. I'll show you what it would look like on the bed.
If it doesn't do it justice here, when you see it, it's stunning on a bed.
Yeah, I will leave all this linked below. But yeah, Piglet very kindly sent this to us. So thank you so much, Piglet In Bed.
Question. Are you the kind of person who washes bedding before you put it on?
You can't ask that because that's disgusting.
Yeah, but I know a lot of people don't. I know a lot of people will just rip it and say, no, I'll shove it on. And I think you're one of those people. I believe you should, because you just don't know where they've been.
Absolutely. Someone could have returned these.
Yeah.
Someone could have put them on the bed, returned them. And also, I've ordered bedding once and it came really dusty because it could have just been sat in a...
So, yes, the answer is yes. You should always wash your bedding before I'm not William Hanson giving etiquette lessons, but always wash your bedding. Likewise with clothes. People buy clothes brand new and then just wear them. And I know it's convenient, but you don't know how many people have tried that on in the changing room. Wash everything before you get it.
Indeed. So Chad's going to put these in the wash, hang them all out, and then make the bed. Oh, I actually think, sorry, I know we've been talking for ages and you guys are probably really bored by us, but I think what would be really funny, Chad mentioned it the other day, is if we do like a little, not a Q&A, but something where we list off the things that annoy each other.
Yeah, I saw a comment, I've noticed a few people are saying they still don't know us well. And what they say, like
I think they do.
We've spoke about our backgrounds and yada yada, but I think in terms of us, they were asking for more like how we interact.
Yeah, so I think that might be funny. If you guys want to see that, then let us know. But yeah, sorry, we're gonna eat our lunch now. I'm gonna go pop this in the wash, then pop it on the bed.
Yes.
Yes, and we shall see you in a...
And we have something big we're going to show you soon as well.
Indeed.
So we'll end this video with a nice introduction to someone new to the household.
Yes, a pain in the ass, but
Yeah.
So it's a little bit later in the day and all of our deliveries have actually come today. So we've just decided to film everything that we've got and probably sign off the video after this. Do you want to, these are all your deliveries, so...
Not all mine. I guess first thing we bought, I'm okay buying things and they don't work out. I mean, that's just how it goes. And I think this is one of them. So I wanted to buy another sort of metallic lamp that was hand painted. And you can see here, it actually looks better on camera.
It does, yeah.
But it's quite nice. It's large, it's a metallic sort of tin material, and it has been hand painted. And the logic is we'd get like a nice ochre sort of red lamp shade, to go over it. This only cost £70 on Etsy, but we're not mad for it.
No, I think maybe it's the animals.
It's not.
I think it's just the painting in general. It's similar to the ochre lamps that we have upstairs, but obviously I think this one is... It's got sort of like a crackled leather effect. It's quite pretty.
Sure, the more I look at it,
I don't mind it. I just don't think... I think it's a bit too...
and it does have a nice roped
cord. Yeah, it's just been
cord. But yeah, I don't know if it's for our house. So not the end of the world. We'll just resell it. Someone will buy what I paid for it.
Maybe we'll make a profit on it. And then Chad's extravagant purchase. Don't drop that on your foot.
Look at this.
It's like an original
HMV. If you're old enough to remember HMV, it's a music shop back in the day when we had CD players. You probably have no idea what I'm talking about. But anyway, this is a gramophone, so it's in working condition. You just sort of, is it left or right?
Should we put it down and try it? Hold on.
Anyway, you sort of wind it up and it plays a record. Many of you will know what it is. But this is really just for aesthetic purposes. It's not because I want to listen to old records.
I mean, that's a benefit as well. We could get some nice classical music.
Yeah.
The quality of the sound is not amazing. It's come with like an Arabic music track. So we've tested it on that, and I don't know whether it's the actual, what do you call those things?
Records,
yeah. I don't know if it's whether it's just bad quality or whether it's very old,
But anyway, it's for aesthetic purposes. It's either going to sit next to an armchair or it's going to go in a bookshelf as display. But it only costs about £80 on eBay. There is a guy on there who sells hundreds of them. He basically just does that for a living. You won't struggle to find it. So if you are looking for a gramophone...
I don't know if many people are.
There you go. You say that, but I put an Instagram story up and like 5 people said they're going to buy one.
No, it's definitely cool to have, but whether we'll use
a whole 5 people.
Yeah. What else? You've done this at all the patches. I think this...
Pass them over.
Yeah.
And the tray. This is just a simple one, but I'm working on my antique pole in the kitchen as to things I want to add to it. Not everything you see now is going to stay, but we had a really modern, ugly sieve, just like a standard silver one. And I'm someone who, when I buy antique appliances, like utensils, I actually want to use them. There's no point just having them to look at. You might as well get multi-purpose. So I got this sieve from eBay for £30, and it's really nice. It's a brass base, and then it's more of a sort of steel. I'll try and bring it a little closer. You can see. But anyway, it's really nice, and that's just going to hang on the rail, and that will be our new sieve for when we're cooking.
If anyone else is like me, I feel a bit about using antiques, but we use our antique chopping boards and we use other things that are antiques. But the thing that I don't like is you can't put in the dishwasher.
No,
and we're very lazy. We like a good dishwash.
Who is?
Who
is?
We've also been frequenting Borough Kitchen. Borough Kitchen, is it a UK wide?
I think it's just London.
Just London. There's a kitchen decor and appliance shop in London called Borough Kitchen. There's quite a few. There's one in Hampstead, one in Borough Market, one in
Islington.
Islington? Oh yeah, there is. Yeah.
We went there.
We literally went there today. Sorry, yeah. And then we picked up a few things, but I think this is one of the nicer things. It's Shropshire made, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, so I found this brand the other day because I noticed their frying pans, and it is called Netherton Foundry in Shropshire, and they're stocking their stuff in Borough Kitchen. But they basically just make kind of more sort of industrial looking pans and trays. Now, I don't know about anyone else, but I actually don't like when you have matching pans and pots. I think what really makes a kitchen look nice is when every pot and pan is different. So I don't like buying sets, I like buying sort of individual things. And this tray, which is just made from steel, you can see it's not particularly antique or anything of that nature, it's more modern, but it is just really lovely. And again, we make a lot of roasts and stuff like that. We're always needing trays, but really nice. So yeah, once again, it's a company called Netherton
Foundry, I think you said.
Yeah, Netherton Foundry in Shropshire. It's handmade in the UK, and this was only, I say only, it was £76, but when you look at the prices of like Le Creuset and these brands, it goes into the hundreds, so I thought that was quite fair priced.
But these are all also nice to pop out on like tables when you've got guests they can just pick from, so
yeah,
dual purpose. We've got loads of other stuff from Borough Kitchen, but I don't think we're going to go through that because it's just a load of...
What did you buy? Remember we had this conversation?
Oh, I can tell you something that I bought.
A notepad?
No, I'm on about the thing on the floor.
Oh. Yes, we have someone we'd like to introduce you to.
Are you going to pick it up or do you want me to?
Okay.
Everybody meet.
This is Fenton. Who's that?
He is the most cute little thing I've ever seen in my life. He is a Clumber Spaniel, for anyone asking. It's quite a rare breed. It's nothing like a Springer or a Cocker Spaniel. They're an old British, English, working hunting dog breed. You won't really see many of them. He's really beautiful. And it's only by chance that we sort of have him. Are you going to speak or just me?
I thought you were enjoying it.
It's the effect of having a puppy. But yeah, we weren't planning on getting a dog. Well, definitely Chad wasn't planning on getting a dog.
I wanted a break.
Yeah.
I think we had Dougal, and Dougal was a lot of work.
Definitely.
And yeah, 'cause my hair's going like a Karen. We had Dougal for... We lost Dougal, sorry, about maybe 4...
You've got hair anywhere. That's another thing with this dog, it's very, very hairy.
We lost Dougal about maybe 4 or 5 years ago, so months ago, sorry. So it was maybe a little too soon for me, and I was quite enjoying the kind of freedom that we had that we didn't have with a dog before. But lo and behold, Ash got his way, and yeah, we got a Clumber Spaniel, which is a gun dog. So they were basically when farmers would go out and shoot for game, these dogs would go and retrieve it and bring them back. They're very rare. They were kind of dogs that belonged to like noble families and even royalty. They were quite common. They are native to the UK, but there is debate about French origins, something there. We'll put a picture up here now of what they look like as they get older, because they're very different to how they look like as puppies. But yeah, his name is Fenton. If you're old enough to remember that famous viral video of the guy in Richmond Park chasing his dog going, Jesus Christ, Fenton.
He's not named after that.
He's not. We just felt it's quite a regal dog. He needed kind of a regal name, and yeah, Fenton is just what we came up with.
Indeed. So if anyone has any questions about Fenton the Clumber Spaniel, then leave them down below. But yeah, like I said, we weren't actually planning to get a dog. I had basically inquired to someone who had a litter of puppies just to go and look at them. And then they were all unavailable, and then someone else, my number was passed on someone else, and they had a litter of 7 puppies. So we went to go meet. It's the first time I've ever met that many puppies. Going into like a little playpen, having 7 puppies climb all over you, it's literally heaven. We actually went to go and view a girl, like an all-white girl. Yeah. But we fell in love with Fenton, little boy over here.
I always thought I wanted a girl next because Dougal wasn't the most loving dog. He was a little bit quite reserved. He was a little bit...
He was very aloof.
Yeah, very aloof.
But he was very loving to me.
Every time we saw girl dogs, they were just a lot more loving.
Yeah.
But with this breed, it's the opposite. The boys are more loving and the girls are more independent and less sort of smoochy, if you will.
They're more independent, the girls, yeah.
Yeah, and when we went to see, this was the dog, he was nicknamed Tigger because he was just jumping everywhere, but he was the one that was just showing most live, and it just felt right to get him. So we ditched the girl and got the boy.
And also another thing, you guys probably don't care about this, but with Clumber Spaniels, there's a real difference between male and female appearance. The males, I think what we both love about Clumber Spaniels is they're quite like fat and goofy.
Yeah.
So their faces are quite sort of broad, puffy. Boys have sort of like funny eyes and they're a bit wider, whereas girls are more slender, more slim, thinner.
Yeah.
I feel like a cross expert right now. But yeah, hopefully we saw his half brother, and he was really beautiful. So we think he's going to look, something like that. But we will update you guys probably every week with Fenton. Yeah, he's been a pain in the bum.
Yeah, if I show him again, I feel like
he's a bit tired now, isn't he?
He's very good though. He's been crate trained at the minute. He's getting better. He's not yet toilet trained, but again, he is getting better.
He's very good at his toilets, but he does get a bit...
And what I love is he's all solid white, but around his ears and one patch of his eye, he has the more sort of, I think they call it, is it lemon?
Lemon or liver, yeah.
Yeah.
But he's really beautiful. He's got little splotches on his nose. I don't know if he's picking up very well, but he's like a little teddy bear. And he's got a lovely personality, so...
He does.
Also, I will just mention, they're meant to get really big. He's currently, I think, 4 kilograms, 4.75 kilograms, and he's going to become, I think, 25 to 35, possibly, kilograms.
I think you're right, yeah.
So he's going to be a very big doggy.
And yeah, they just get nice big foreheads, their eyes sort of become a bit more baggy, they just get, I don't know, they just get very attractive as they get older. So, very happy with this choice. And luckily, we were the breeder was only about 30-40 minutes away in the countryside.
And they were really lovely as well.
Yeah, the shedding is a big thing.
There's
a lot of hairs. But...
So yeah, that's our little update that we haven't really been keeping it a secret. We just...
No, if you follow either of us on Instagram, you probably would have seen it by now. But if you're only following us on YouTube, then you've probably just seen it for the first time.
Indeed. So yeah, that's probably, I think that's it from this week now. Oh, I will show you the bedding, Piglet bedding.
Oh yeah, that's incredible.
We put it on our bed last night, and I genuinely, not being paid to say this, genuinely think it's the most comfortable bedding I've ever slept in.
Yeah, I went out like a light.
Yeah, you just sleep, I don't know what it is, you just sleep all the way through the night.
You can really tell the difference. A lot of people will be sat there thinking, oh, I've slept on linen bedding before, but a lot of the linens you buy in normal places are not good quality. They become really rough and quite scratchy and hard.
Yeah.
Piglet use like the finest quality, like Portuguese linen, I think it is, and like machine wash after machine wash. We wash our bedding, what, once a week?
Yes.
Maybe twice a week. And
I thought you were going to say we wash it once every 2 weeks. Then.
No, but by doing that, you'd assume like colour will wear and comfort and all the rest of it.
I genuinely think it gets better with every wash.
Yeah,
it's like it softens in the wash.
Because someone once said to me like, "Oh, I like your recommendations that you guys do, but it's a little bit on the expensive side," which I thought was really fair because a lot of the stuff we do buy is not cheap by any means, but these are things that you will not maybe have for life is a slight exaggeration, but they will stand the test of time. Right? This is bedding that most people replace their bedding once a year. So yeah, we've had it for a long time. So yes, it's expensive, but trust me, it's a good investment and you will have that bedding for years to come.
Yeah, if anyone wants to know, we get 100% linen because you can either get a blend of, I think, cotton and linen, or the like full linen one, and the linen one is just incredible. I will leave a link down below. We've got a lot of things to do in the house, tidying up, getting ready for the next week. So
wine to try.
I don't know if you can see, we've got a few selections over here. We went to our little wine shop in Tufnell Park. We've never been there before.
Yeah, we said again, like a lot, our wine we get from Theatre of Wine, which is a nice little independent wine shop in London, and they have one in Greenwich, one in Tufnell Park, and I think another one somewhere. But yeah, if you ever want to try good wines and have someone who will really give you tentative care and help you, they're brilliant.
So yeah, we're going to try some wines and leave you guys to it. Thank you so much for watching this week's video. We shall see you next week for another video. I actually think we're planning to do a little bit of a Q&A session.
Oh yeah.
Well, Chad didn't know about this.
I do now.
We're going to plan on doing a little bit of a Q&A session. So if there are any questions that you have unanswered from us, please do leave them in the comments.
Yep.
And we shall see you next week for another video. Hopefully it's a Q&A, but who knows.
Sounds good.
Cool. Have a lovely week, guys. See you soon.
Take care.